Friends, in previous class we discussed about crisscross method, molecular mass, formula unit mass. In this class we are discussing about the mole concept. Okay, we have learned that atoms and molecules are extremely small in size and their number is really very big. Okay, atoms and molecules are very small in size and their number is very large. Even in a small amount of any substance, we find very large number of atoms or molecules. Even in a small amount of any substance, we find very large number of atoms or molecules. Okay. How many molecules are there in 18 grams of water? Okay. How many atoms are there in 12 grams of carbon? You will be surprised to know that the number of molecules in 18 grams of water and the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon has the same. Okay, so this number is very large. To handle such large number, a unit called mole is introduced. Okay, so to handle such large numbers, a unit is called mole is introduced. This is a number quantity. 1 mole of a substance is the amount of substance which contain has particles are equal to the atoms present is equal to exactly 12 grams of carbon 12 isotope. 1 mole of substance is the amount of a substance which contains as many particles, means atoms, molecules or ions etc. are entities that is equals to the atoms present in exactly 12 grams of carbon 12 isotopes. Okay, 1 mole of a substance is the amount of a substance that contain particles, means atoms, molecules or ions are equal to the atoms present in exactly carbon 12 isotope. Okay, so the number of particles present in 1 mole of any substance has a fixed value, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. Okay, so the number of particles means atoms or molecules present in 1 mole of a substance as fixed value, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. This number is called as Avogadro constant, Na. Okay, Avogadro number. Okay, Na is named on the honor of Italian scientist. Okay, Na is named in honor of the Italian scientist Amedeo Avogadro. Okay. So, what is the meaning of mole concept? We have learned that atoms and molecules are extremely small in size and their number is very large. Okay, atoms and molecules are extremely small in size and their number is really very large. Even in a very small amount of any substance, we find very large number of atoms or molecules. Okay. If we take very small amount of substance, in that we can find a very large number of atoms or molecules. How many molecules are there in 18 grams of water? How many molecules are there in 12 grams of carbon? You will surprise you to know that the number of molecules in 18 grams of water and the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon is same. Okay, so here that number is very large. How many molecules are there in 18 grams of water? 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules are there in 18 grams of water. How many atoms are there in the 12 grams of carbon? 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms are there in 12 grams of carbon. Okay, so you will be surprised to know that the number of molecules in 18 grams of water, the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon has the same. This number is very large. To handle that such large numbers, a unit is called mole is introduced. Okay, this is a number quantity. To handle that such large number, mole, this concept is introduced. Okay, so what is the meaning of mole? 1 mole of a substance is the amount of a substance which contains as many particles, means atoms or molecules, that are equal to the atoms present in exactly 12 grams of carbon 12 isotope. Okay, so the number of particles, means atoms or molecule present in 1 mole of any substance has fixed value, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. This number is called as Avogadro constant. Okay, or other it is called as Avogadro number. It is showed by Na. Na is named on the honor of Italian scientist Amedeo Avogadro. The word mole was introduced by William Oswald, okay, who derived the term from the Latin word moles, meaning a heap or pile. The word mole was introduced by William Oswald. So it is derived, who derived the term from the Latin word mole. Mole meaning heap or pile. A mole substance may be considered as the heap of atoms or molecules. Okay, the unit mole was accepted in 1967 to provide a simple way to reporting the large number of massive heap of atoms or molecules. Now we will discuss about types of chemical reactions. In a chemical reactions, atoms are neither created nor destroyed. A chemical reaction is a process that is usually characterized by a chemical changes in which the starting materials are different from products. So, chemical reactions, atoms are neither created nor destroyed. A chemical reaction is a process that usually characterized by a chemical change which the starting materials means reactants are different from products. Chemical reactions occurs with the formation and breaking of chemical bond. Chemical reaction, in the chemical reactions, formation or breaking of chemical bonds will takes place. You will learn about this chemical bonding in chapter 10. Okay, some common reaction types are discussed below. So here so many types of chemical reactions are there. In that, one type is chemical combination, another type is decomposition reaction, another type is displacement reaction, one more type is displacement reaction. So now we will discuss about chemical combination. Okay, so what is the meaning of chemical combination? Now we will discuss. So we will discuss about this chemical combination with one activity. Okay, so this activity, to perform this activity we need a magnesium ribbon. Okay, take a small piece of magnesium ribbon, rub the magnesium ribbon with sandpaper, hold it with a pair of tongues, burn it with a spirit lamp or burner. What do you observe? So you will notice that magnesium burns in oxygen by producing a dazzling white flame and changes into white powder. The white powder is called as magnesium oxide. Okay, so this magnesium is there, no? This magnesium burn in oxygen. Okay, when we place this magnesium in the burner, this magnesium burn in oxygen and producing a white colored flame and changes into white ash, white color powder. So this powder is called as magnesium oxide. So when we place this magnesium in oxygen, this magnesium combining with the oxygen present in the atmosphere and producing a white dazzling flame and form a new substance. That new substance is magnesium oxide. So 2Mg plus O2 gives rise to MgO, means magnesium combined with oxygen form a white color powder that is called as magnesium oxide. In this reaction, magnesium and oxygen combine to form a new substance. That new substance is called as magnesium oxide. A reaction in which a single product is formed from two or more reactants is known as chemical combination reaction. So here a single substance is formed from two or more reactants. That is known as chemical combination. So reactants means what? Which are the starting substances of the reaction, that are called as reactants. What are products? The final substances of the reaction are called as products. Okay, so in this reaction, two or more reactants, okay, two are in this reaction two or more two reactants are combined. In this reaction we can observe two reactants are combining and giving one product. Okay, so two reactants are combining giving one product, no, means two reactants are combined, no, that's why this reaction is called as combination reaction. Okay, so chemical combination reaction. So in chemical combination reaction, we can say chemical combination reaction definition we can say like that. So we can say the chemical combination reaction definition like that. A reaction in which the single product is formed from two or more reactants is known as chemical combination reaction. Okay. Next, we will discuss one more activity. You will also notice that release of enormous amount of heat energy when magnesium is burned in air. So when the magnesium burn in air, it is producing so much amount of heat energy. Okay. So let us discuss one more example for combination reaction. Burning coal. Okay. When coal burn in oxygen, it form carbon dioxide. Okay. Coal is burned in oxygen, it produces carbon dioxide. C plus O2. What is there in the coal? Carbon. So C plus O2 gives rise CO2, means two reactants, one product. So this is one of the example for combination reaction. Next, slacked lime is prepared by adding water to the quicklime. So slacked lime is prepared by adding quicklime to water. Now we will discuss about types of. Now we are discussing one more topic, decomposition reaction. So to understand this decomposition reaction, we will discuss one activity. Take a pinch of calcium carbonate in a boiling tube. Heat the boiling tube over the flame with the help of spirit lamp or burner. Now bring a burning mastic near the evolved gas as shown in the figure. What do you observe? You will notice that the mastic would put off. Okay. Take a pinch of calcium carbonate in a boiling tube. Heat the boiling tube, placing the boiling tube on a spirit lamp or burner. Now bring a burning mastic near the gas evolved as shown in the figure. What do you observe? You will notice that the mastic is put off. Okay, in this figure boiling tube is there, no? In that boiling tube what is there? Calcium carbonate is there. Okay, fix that boiling tube to retard stand and heat that close the mouth of the boiling tube with the help of single hole rubber cork. Insert one delivery tube through the single hole rubber cork and heat the boiling tube with the help of a Bunsen burner or spirit lamp. So after some time we can observe one type of smoke is coming outside from the from the boiling tube. So that gas is entering into the delivery tube and coming outside from the another end of the delivery tube. So at the another end of the delivery tube, bring a burning matchstick. So what happened when you place the burning matchstick? You will notice that the matchstick would be put off. Okay. So why the matchstick is put off? Why? Because in the above activity on heating calcium carbonate, it decomposes to calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay. So when we heat the calcium carbonate, then what happened? That calcium carbonate releasing carbon dioxide, means this calcium carbonate divided into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, calcium oxide will be there in the boiling tube and the calcium oxide will coming outside from the mouth of a delivery tube. So this carbon dioxide gas coming outside from the mouth of a delivery tube, no, when we place the burning mastic there, then that put off the fire. Okay, so carbon dioxide is put off the fire, no. Okay, carbon dioxide is put off the fire. Okay, so here one reactant changing into two products. Yes or no? Calcium carbonate, only one reactant only there, that is changing into two products. What are the two products? Calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, so here one reactant is changing into two products. This type of reaction is called as decomposition reaction. Okay, so one reactant changing into two products. Okay, or sometimes more than two products also form. This type of reaction is called as decomposition reaction. Okay, it is a thermal decomposition reaction. Why? Because when a decomposition reaction is carried out by heating, it is called as thermal decomposition reaction. This is called as thermal decomposition reaction. Why? Because if this decomposition reaction is carried out by heating this decomposition reaction occur. So that's why it is called as thermal decomposition reaction. Now we will discuss one more activity, activity 5. So what is that activity name? Heating of lead nitrate and emission of nitrogen dioxide. So this is also one of the example for decomposition reaction. First take about 0.5 grams of lead nitrate powder in a boiling tube and hold the boiling tube with a test tube holder and heat heat the boiling tube over a flame. Note down the change. What do you observe? Heating of lead nitrate and emission of nitrogen dioxide. So on heating of lead nitrate, it is decomposed to lead oxide, oxygen, nitrogen dioxide. So you observe the brown fumes liberating in the boiling tube. You can observe that brown color fumes liberating in the boiling tube. These brown fumes are nitrogen dioxide. Okay, this is also one of the example for thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, so to understand this decomposition reaction, we will discuss one more activity. So first take a boiling tube. In that boiling tube, take 0.5 grams of lead nitrate powder and hold the boiling tube with the help of test tube holder. Now heat the boiling tube over a flame. What do you observe? On heating the lead nitrate, it emits nitrogen dioxide. When we heat lead nitrate, it emits nitrogen dioxide. So here on heating lead nitrate, it is decomposes to lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen it is producing. Okay, you can observe the brown color fumes that are liberating in the boiling tube. The brown fumes are nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so lead nitrate when we heat, that is changing into lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. This is also one of the example for thermal decomposition reaction. Why? Because it is also carried out by heating only. Okay, next we will discuss one more activity, electrolysis of water. Okay, first to perform this activity, take a plastic mug, drill 2 holes at its base. Okay, take a plastic mug, make 2 holes at its base. Now fit 2 1-hole rubber stoppers in these holes. Okay, take a plastic mug and drill 2 holes at his base. Make 2 holes at its base. In the holes, fix 1-hole rubber stoppers in these holes. Now insert 2 graphite electrodes in these rubber stoppers. Okay, in these rubber stoppers insert 2 graphite electrodes and connect the electrodes to the 9 volts battery. Connect that electrodes to the 9 volts battery as shown in the figure. Now fill the mug with water, so the electrodes are immersed. Now fill the mug with water. Then what happened? Electrodes are immersed in the water. And add few drops of sulfuric acid to water. Now take 2 test tubes filled with water and invert them over the graphite electrodes. Now take 2 test tubes and fill the test tube with water and invert them over the 2 graphite electrodes. Switch on the current and leave the operators undisturbed for some time. On the current and leave the operators undisturbed for some time. So what do you observe in the test tube? Okay, so you will notice that liberation of gas bubbles at both the electrodes. So you can observe that gas bubbles are liberated at both the electrodes. These bubbles displaces the water in the test tube. Is the volume of gas collected in both the test tubes same? Okay, we will observe some time. We will observe that the gas bubbles at both the electrodes. This bubble displaces the water in the test tube. Once the test tube is filled with the gas, take them out carefully. Okay, once the test tube is filled with the gases, take them out carefully. Test both the gases separately by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of each test tube. Okay, once the test tubes are filled with the gases, take them out carefully. Okay, now test both the gases separately by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of each candle. So what do you observe in each case? So here, once the test tubes are filled with gases, take them out carefully and test both the gases separately by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of each test tube. Okay, the candle burns brightly at the mouth of one test tube. The gas in the test tube is oxygen. Okay, if we are bringing a burning candle near the mouth of the test tube, no, if the candle burn brightly at the mouth of one test tube, then the gas in the test tube is evolved is oxygen. Okay, next the candle is put off with a pop sound at the mouth of another test tube. The gas in the test tube is hydrogen. If the candle is burned brightly at the mouth of a test tube, then the gas is oxygen. If the candle is put off with a pop sound, then the evolved gas is hydrogen. Okay, so in this activity, on passing the electricity, water dissociate into hydrogen and oxygen. So in this water only there, no, By passing the electricity, water dissociate into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so here water H2O, one reactant changing into two products, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So it is type of reaction is called as electrolytic decomposition reaction. Why? Because this decomposition reaction is carried out by electricity. Now that's why it is called as electrolytic decomposition reaction.